Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Multiverse Nexus Wrestling Warzone.
I'm pumped, Jerry.
I'm your host, General Manager Jerry Aldini, and with me is Michael Montoya.
Hello.
And Pete McPherson is taking the week off. There was a family gathering he just had to attend, so he have a great time, Pete, and we'll see you next week. Michael,
I'm gonna miss you.
We survived
Hello,
future
Jerry.
shock. In your case, literally.
Shut up.
And an amazing night. 3, 4, every title except the heavyweight title changed hands.
Yeah.
It was an amazing night, but that's behind us now. It's time to move forward.
It's time to look to the future, baby.
And that is what we're doing tonight. But even so, tonight is a special night on Warzone. We have in our main event a truly monumentous moment. Your main event will be the retirement match of the master of the Lion Lotus, the current leader of Omega Club, Alpha Kong, where he will be taking on his protege, Whitney Lee. And it's always an emotional moment when a wrestler... I remember what happened during my retirement match when Carnifex and I faced off, and, you know, he, the young guy had the best of me that night. I went out on my back. So,
yeah. I know a thing or two about that, Jerry.
Yeah, well, you see, now you have experience. Now you can speak from a knowing place. You know what it feels like to take a bump. You know what a chop feels like. You know the pain of a submission hold. You are now, in the world of wrestling, a man.
Yeah, thanks. One of the boys. I got slapped on the back after that happened. A little too hard. By everyone. Thanks.
With that, though, while we could go over so much, but I want to kind of get into it today, especially with our first matchup. So, of course, in our great evening of honoring Alpha Kong, we also have other members of Omega Club that need action. Also, by the way, we got a tweet out from Human Resources. Well, at least H.R. Sawyer, or it's hard to tell with him. Anyway, looking forward to the future, But is it undisputed or is it cursed? That's always the question, isn't it, Rosso? Especially, you would know a bit about those futures. I'm not going to get it. Anyway, you know what? I'm not going to let myself get distracted.
Talking about stock futures, I can tell you about that.
We're not. No, we've had that conversation. No? I don't want to have it again. We are about to go down to ringside for our opening bout where, you know what? Let's not belabor it. Let's just let it happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, your opening match. The opening match is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing Cloud9, Ignacio Cervantes. And here he comes. It's the social outcast himself, Ignacio Cervantes.
He did that to himself. Just let it be known that he chose to be the awkward little pile of human bones he is.
Yeah. That, now that he is under the tutelage of Grandmaster Funk,
it has not gotten better.
It not really hasn't.
You'd think you'd send him to, Cotillion or something, but no.
Well, have you actually tried to ever make sense of what Funk says?
You have a good point.
Yeah.
And introducing his tag team partner from Cloud9, he is the unknown soldier, Sergeant Major Payne.
So here you have the other protege of defunct, Sergeant Major Payne, coming out to join Ignacio in tag team action.
This one doesn't exactly make sense to me. This man is a business owner, a very proficient wrestler, and just a well-liked competitor in the ring, yet a member of Cloud9. I don't know what he thinks he's missing, but it intrigues me.
Yeah, it's hard to say what the lure of somebody like Defunct is. The ways of the Great Bull, I guess, have some attraction to some people.
I'm just glad I haven't been near him when he's dancing, because I think that's it. I think it's like a... You ever seen Jungle Book? I think it's one of them movies. The cartoon, the good one. Anyway.
And introducing their opponents. Gunnar, Birch, and Kelly, Omega Club.
And here you have it with the main event being Omega Club members Alpha Kong and Whitney Lee. The other two members of Omega Club, we couldn't ignore them. It's Omega Club's night. So we have Kelly and Gunnar coming out as part of the setting the night to honor the member of their team that is retiring. You realize after tonight, Kelly will be the leader of Omega Club.
Yeah, that exchange of power. I wonder how it's going to be in the hands of the boss tonight. I wonder how things are going to go. But right now, both members of Omega Club seem pretty hyped to be here, Jerry. And
true.
I'm hyped to be back.
I'm good. I'm glad. The 2 weeks off, get a chance to recover.
Yep. You know, I didn't have my squatch roast today, but I had... Oh, there goes Sergeant Major Payne. He just photobombed their entrance. What a... Oh, see, look. That was probably Ignacio's idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't have my squatch roast this morning, but, you know, it's fine. I got an energy drink from the man.
By the way,
shadows.
Congratulations to the All Odds on their victory. They are now our tag team champions. But let's worry about this.
Absolutely.
With
let's get into this match.
Yeah, Ignacio. What is Ignacio doing?
Ignacio thinks. Oh, he's going for the collar and elbow tie-up. Kelly, go behind to that waist lock. Getting right into this over the shoulder. Good throw there by Ignacio Cervantes. Wrench in the neck, knee straight to the spine of Kelly.
Going. Yep, Kelly, who... Oh, that was just rude.
Ooh. That is not a way to start off. They have one of their members retiring in full honors. He just spun around on the throat of Kelly. Kelly with the backdrop, though.
Kelly, who, of course, is currently the undisputed boss of the showcases. But,
absolutely.
Oh, arm drag takedown. Ignacio, scissors takedown. He is going after the boss.
Yeah,
full scale.
The boss of those multi-man matches. This is a tag team matchup, however. I wonder how well those skills can translate.
I mean, Kelly is a skilled in-ring competitor, so we're going to see. And,
Birch. Oh!
Great teamwork. So Kelly is going to very soon be following in the footsteps of Vince Smoke, Sanji, D4C Trice, and Alpha Kong in leading Omega Club. One of the longest, jawbreaker, longest standing, perhaps the longest standing faction out. Actually, possibly High Voltage is the only other group that can claim now the same kind of lineage.
I have a feeling, Jerry, that we're entering with this, with Kelly being in charge, we're entering a new era of not only of Omega Club, but of Multiverse Nexus Wrestling in general. Long live the boss. Forever may she kick ass in this ring.
It's a Fair statement. We're going to have to see. Of course, if I'm Kelly, after tonight, my first thought might be recruitment.
Absolutely. High crotch suplex there by Gunnar Birch, right in the smack dab in the middle of the ring, possibly going for a pin here. Just stomping on the gut of Sergeant Major Payne, still softening him up, going up for that submission hold. Just wrenching back, has the arm trapped under the legs, using his own body weight against him. Oh, but a shoulder throw.
And, elbow to the small of the back. Let me tell you, you didn't get to experience that in your match. Let me tell you, that hurts like hell.
Yeah, I'd rather not experience that. You know, I'll never say never, Jerry, but I don't feel like getting back in that ring.
I mean, it was a one-off thing. I know a lot of people keep feeling like they can challenge you, but I tell people now, no, Michael is not a regular part of the roster. It was a one-off. There,
yeah,
so
you couldn't afford me anyway.
Meanwhile, working over the neck of the unknown soldier, Gunnar Birch.
Got that bulldog choke. Oh, flips through to Sergeant Major Payne. Got back into that guillotine position. No, out of it. Possibly going for a DDT there, but no. Birch has him up against the ropes. Slingshot off, and what a gut buster!
That was well done. Gunnar has definitely blossomed. Powerbomb under the tutelage of Alpha Kong.
Birch bringing him back up. Nice European uppercut there by Sergeant Major Payne. Finally in this match. Good tag there by Cervantes. Got out of there. Sergeant Major Payne.
Blitzkrieg!
Blitzkrieg! Going to affect the neck and lower back, the coccyx there. That can take you out of commission real quick, that Blitzkrieg. Going for the pin now, taking him over to the safe corner. And a kick out.
Yeah, but like you said, he is in the wrong part of town. Cloud9 with in the blue corner, by the way.
This is why I never go beyond 39th Street in the weird Nexus City thing outside.
You mean Vancouver?
Oh, are we just in Vancouver?
I mean, the Nexus is in Vancouver.
Anyway.
That's why Canadian law and all.
And driving the knee into the canvas. Gunnar Birch firmly in control of Ignacio Cervantes right now. Tying him up in the ropes. Going for a stiff right hand.
And up and float over by the
scuba to slap. No, the athleticism. Cervantes not to be trifled with.
You know, we talk about how Gunnar prospered under the tutelage of Alpha, but honestly, Cervantes has brought up his game under the tutelage of the Funky One.
Absolutely. Here we go. Drag to the center.
Yeah, it is. Gunnar is not looking good.
Quick there, quick for even Kelly to notice. Just that slingshot off the top into that crossbody. Beautiful move there. Now wrenching on the arm.
Kelly would love to get a tag, get into the action.
As the kids would say, that tag is hot right now.
Camel clutch. Did you see Kelly?
Camel
Kelly
clutch
asking for it. Gunnar breaks the hands, drops him. Gunnar, now would be a great time to tag your boss.
Or inflict some damage.
Or do
that high crotch grip suplex.
That's also good, Gunnar. Do that. Chop to the chest. Punch.
That is a particularly dangerous suplex. That one is a harder one to see coming for most competitors as well. It drops you right on your upper back and head.
And power bomb.
Look at that cradled power bomb position there. DDT's got him by the back of the head, hanging him up in the ropes. What's Gunnar got planned here? Whatever it was, spoiled, but back into a clothesline. What a clothesline from hell was that? 1, 2, 3.
Omega Club wins!
Gunner
Here's
proving
your
himself to his
winners,
boss.
Omega Club!
Well,
Just absolutely decapitating Ignacio Cervantes for the win.
and what a way to start out starting out with a win for Omega Club, and of course in our main event, we will see Alpha Kong take on his protege, Whitney Lee, as Alpha Kong says goodbye to in-ring action.
That grizzled lucha vet in the back must be damn proud.
I mean,
the
we
new
have
leader
been
of Omega
seeing
Club.
ever since Alpha announced his retirement, just the outpouring of love and affection that he has gotten, the amount of accolades and the people talking about what he has meant to this business and this company. It has, every wrestler has to face that moment in their career when it's time to leave their boots in the ring. And we acknowledge, and tonight we celebrate the career of Alpha Kong. And just as she got backstage, tweeting on social media, Kelly, tonight in memory of Alpha's last match, the first 4 drinks will be free. You hear that, folks? You head down to Omega Pub, and your first 4 drinks on the house in honor of this historic evening.
Yeah, could you have Bart queue up 4 Long Island iced teas for me?
I mean, we'll talk to him. So we have, I mean, there is so much going on, but before we get into more of the action, so many people had a lot of things to say, because we are, of course, 2 weeks after we took last week off due to the network having a special cat show they had to put on. But we're back, and a lot of people have had a lot of things to think about in the time since.
A lot of statements being made this week.
A lot of statements, and we're going to actually hear the first one. Well, this is going to get interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, it's Carni-Val.
Oh, boy.
Dr. Chad, we're losing him. Get me a defibrillator, Nurse Chad. Stat! Clear! He's stable? More than that, Dollface. Give us another shocking kiss. But that would kill you. We've survived death and burying before. Aha! Yoink! Dr. Chad, Carni-Val has the defibrillator. Clear. Morning, Val. Ink, Carney? I'm guessing that Sawyer won. However, we got what we wanted. A beating? Yes. However, I do want another, with us on top this time.
Yeah, we were power bottom last time. Let us be on top.
Ooh, we do have Exi-kun to play with. He might be fun. He's a bit forceful, you know. Nurse Chad, grab security. You'll never catch us alive. Ooh. That's what you call a getaway! Dr. Chad, are they dead? Oh, sadly not.
Yeah. Yay, Carni-Val's alive. And I think challenging XR-kun? Well, I mean, they were supposed to have a match, and things happened. You know what? Yeah, we have, by the way, somebody has asked for some ring time. We're just, you know what? I'm just going to head down to ringside. After all that, I'm just going to head down to ringside.
Yeah, anything, let's change the subject and down to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the master of street lucha, Glacirus.
Glacirus.
All right. I have a lot on my mind. It has been heavy. So first off, congratulations, my old compadre, Alpha Kong. It was an honor to be Trios champion alongside you. You brought great honor to the ring. Which is what makes me so sad right now. Because while you brought great honor, I worry about my other old partner, Bart Ender. Bart, when we were together as Lucha on the Rocks, it was great. We did great things. We did much that improved the tradition of Lucha. But lately, you've been acting strange. You said you wanted to be a mentor to Power Surge. And yet, all I ever saw was you keeping him in your shadow. And then when he finally left, and the dissolution of Nakano Worldwide, you said, mission accomplished. Well, I guess Bart heard enough of that.
Oh boy, what a confrontation this is going to turn out to be.
Especially because these two were Trios champions, with Alpha Kong being the third member of that team. But ever since they lost those belts, they went their own separate ways. And yeah, of course, Bart became part of Nakano Worldwide. I guess we're going to hear from Bart now.
Cálmate, mi amigo. Cálmate. Tranquilo, all right? Everything is fine. Look, you've never gone into the ring. You've never taken care of number one. Don't act like you haven't. Don't act like you've never had one selfish thought in your life. I am a mentor, yes, but first and foremost, I'm a luchador.
A luchador, you say? Well, let's examine that with cold, hard facts. Bart, since we parted ways, since you fell in with Trashman Jones, it's like it feels different. You used to be so high, upstanding.
Everyone always talks about the honor of lucha. Everyone talks about how upstanding and the morals. Well, I'm doing it my way, not your way. I'm not holding myself to your morals, Tamako. I am holding things up to my standards, and if you have a problem with that, you have a problem with the man standing right here.
It saddens me, Bart. We were technical. We were the best of the best, and now, Bart, are you becoming rudo? Are you going down that path? Is that what you want for yourself, old friend?
The fact that you would even insinuate that I would go in that direction is insulting, first off. But maybe I want to be the best. Maybe I would like to capture that same legacy we had on my own. Yes, I had to leave Power Surge behind. Yes, I had to teach him the harsh realities of this world. But what does that mean, really?
That means that I don't recognize my old friend. That means you are walking down a path I just cannot see any longer. Bart, I do not feel this is going to end well for anyone. I feel like I have to stand against this.
I did what I had to do my way, not yours. But if you feel like you don't know the man who's standing right here in this room, maybe we should remedy that with the only way two competitors can actually get to know each other, huh? And maybe until we meet in this ring, you should tread lightly.
Ha! Tread lightly. I am the master of street lucha. I taught you these ways, Bart. I thought I showed you the path, but if not, then yes, there is long tradition on how to deal with these, and if it is what must be, it is what must be.
You are a coward and a fool. You should be proud that I am forging my own path. But as I said, if you don't know who I am, if you want to find out, we will find out in this ring. Do you understand? Does that make sense to you? Do you know who that is talking to you right now? Do you recognize this fire? Well, you will.
Okay. You know what? In all my years in Multiverse Nexus Wrestling, one thing I never thought I would ever see was a rift between Glacirus and Bart Ender.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to put a lid on the building, quite literally, for that match.
And how long has this been festering with Bart? I mean,
It internally sounds like a long time.
I mean, that is just, I'm beside myself. Well, in the meantime, while we get ready for our next match, you know what? We've had, Michael, we're beginning to see some new blood. As always, while we do have a retirement happening tonight, there's always new, young talent wanting to join the multiverse. We saw that last night with the debut on Flashbang of Smoking Mirror, a new and enigmatic character. But we've got our own new blood here on Warzone, and that is in the form of a man who has made quite a splash in only 2 matches, that being Jaunt Tristram. Everyone's been wanting to know about Jaunt, and our colleague from MNW Firing Line, Faye, had a chance to sit down with our newest rookie and get some answers. So let's go over to this interview with Jaunt Tristram.
All right, Faye. Microphone check. Recorder check. Questions.
Ah, Miss Reporter, wonderful of you to visit this evening.
Oh, Mr. Tristram. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you there.
Oh, I'm quite the sly devil, I'm told. How did you find the cabinet and the performance tonight?
The operatics were a lovely surprise. Fine wine selection, but a bit out of my price range.
Remember, the first bottle is on the house. Now, let's get started, shall we, Miss Reporter? I have a busy night and a busier training schedule ahead of me.
Faye Jin, sir. To start us off, as the newest rookie of 2022, what are your goals or ambitions for the future career in the Nexus?
It's quite simple. The Nexus is host to the best fighters from across the multiverse. And there is no lack of talent or strength to measure up against. Is there any stage more worthy of my time?
Oh, I'm glad you bring this up, sir. As a business owner and a performer, you now have 2 careers, which some consider full-time. How do you strike the balance between them, and have you had to make any sacrifices to pursue your training?
In truth, neither are my full-time career. Both are hobbies, passions, if you will, that I intend to pursue with my free time. You would be surprised how many hours are in a day, Miss Reporter.
And lastly for tonight, how do you plan to prepare for the Allfather's Gauntlet?
I shall prepare as I do for any other match. I observe, learn, plan, and put my plan into effect, while consulting my training partner.
Your training partner?
Nay, Miss Reporter. 1 bottle, 3 questions. That was the deal. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a match to prepare for. Have a good evening.
So ladies' night, huh? Well, when in Rome.
Well, there we have it. Our first insights into the newest member of the Warzone roster, Jaunt Tristram. What do you think there, Michael?
I think we have our own Enigma on our hands besides Enigma, but this one seems a bit more classy.
That's true. And hey, funny you should bring that up. We will be seeing Mr. Enigma in action later today with his partner Papusa Monkey. They have actually filed the paperwork. They are officially Mystery Inc.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, the socialists. Now they have it. The socialists have a corporation name. Cool. Great. Fine.
And they
Damn
will
Canadians.
be taking on VIP.
Okay, now this I like.
Well, I figured you were, but which members of VIP? Well, stay tuned, folks. In the meantime, we open the show with that Omega Club versus Cloud9 match in honor of our main event, the retirement of Alpha Kong. But you know what that meant? We didn't start the way we normally did, but it's Warzone. We're back in action. You know what that means?
Am I tasting some multi-man action? Am I getting notes of a showcase match, Jerry?
You are indeed, Michael. Let's take it down to ringside.
The following match is a MNW Showcase match. Introducing first, representing Conquest Bloodline, Carni-Val.
Well, there you have it. We heard from him earlier today. He's back. And Michael, can I say thank God he's wearing his Conquest Bloodline gear?
Yeah. I am glad it's not the other one, though I do regret my former analogy now that he's the first one to come out.
Yep. There he is. Carni-Val. And he did suffer a let's say a resounding defeat at the hands of R. Sawyer, who has when he's not doing HR work is apparently hunting clowns.
Somebody's got to do it.
Introducing second, Lieutenant Phoenix.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. And after the show, he is more than happy to sign your calendars.
Oh, really? I mean,
So here he is, our the man. When he's not here, he did report he's going to be busy soon because he is a fire jumper, and that means when wildfires happen, he becomes a very busy man.
it does. Summer in California. It's happening.
Yes, that's what you wonder why he doesn't show up a lot, because when he's not here, he's out there saving lives.
What a hunk. I mean, hero. Yeah.
Introducing third, Depth Charge.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the members of Nakano Worldwide that saw the writing on the wall, didn't he?
Well, when he returned from a sabbatical, with Trashman Jones gone, but it turns out he may not have actually left willingly. It may have been some machinations by Bart Ender that kept him from returning to the team.
Yeah,
he has made some statements that allude to that, which means that I'm sure he was watching that exchange earlier with great interest. In the meantime, since he's come back, he's been making quite a splash.
Yeah, and we could talk about the impressive strength. I mean, just look at the physique on this man. Built like a brick shithouse.
I mean, he's used to crushing depths, so...
Introducing fourth. Yakiniku Party!
Up, I see the starship has returned to Earth.
Looks like the party's made its way from space back down to Multiverse Nexus Wrestling. Here comes Yaki.
Yakiniku Party, our space cowboy, who, again, I mean, maybe this is another theme of the day. You know that Yaki briefly was a member of Nakano Worldwide.
A lot of memories, a lot of unfortunate circumstance tonight.
Now, I don't believe he was ever on the team at the same time as Depth Charge, but still, I'm sure he also was interested, although, again, in a more divorced fashion, because he's, you know, he's out there saving lives in space.
Star.
He has a lot to talk about with Halix when you think about it.
Huh.
Introducing fifth. One chance!
Right, Jingo. Oh, it'd have to be. Oh, God.
And he's got one more chance to make a name for himself in a showcase. It's one chance.
Why do you hire people like this? I thought you'd let his contract inspire.
Why would I do that?
Fade away into obscurity.
He's a great wrestler. He's been doing great in the last year. He's you know, he had a really great match for that big oof back. He didn't win. It went to the storyteller, who then dropped it to Sir McCheese. Congratulations on the Gouda Boy, your new big oof champion, by the way.
There's one chance who's like Forrest Gump, hanging on to the fringes of history. Not because he's a nice and charming person like Forrest Gump, but because he's a scum, fame-sucking weirdo.
You know, he's had a lot to overcome to reach where he's at. He's, you know, looked down on, perennial underdog. A lot of people,
besides his face?
A lot of people looking down on, you know, his past wrestling history, but he has turned it around and made a name for himself, and to that, I would congratulate him.
I would. But that's just me. Let's take it down to our ring announcer and see who's coming out next.
Introducing sixth. DJ Millzner!
And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Now the party can really start, and that's saying something when Yaki's already in the ring. It's DJ Millzner. Man is got such a history. Royal Rumble winner, tag team champion, Wish Upon a Brawl winner, Big Oof champion. You know, this is a man, and somebody that when he shows up in the ring, everyone gets hyped, waiting for that bass to drop.
Absolutely. Every time he comes out, it makes me want to dance, but we are sitting down in chairs. What's your go-to chair dance?
You know, it's, you know, just sort of that, you know, that where you dance with, like, your hands are handcuffed together.
Ah, gotcha.
You know?
No, I do the shimmy.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that, but we'll deal with that later.
Oh.
Introducing 7! Nakano! Kirishima!
Everybody's favorite delinquent member of Blood Money being coached up by the incomparable Sir Uncle Dunk and Mr. Butler.
By the way, tweeting out on social media, I've actually empathized. Careful, Montoya. Juan is my friend, and I don't like it when my friends are chewed out on mic. Just watch Juan take this whole thing tonight.
Oh, don't get your Timbits in a knot.
Meanwhile, Nakano. Nakano, it's always somebody in the crowd just giving Nakano a bad time.
People would just, stop harassing the members of Blood Money. It'd be fine.
I wonder who is in our 8th slot. I say as if I didn't book the match.
I was going to say, you have the paper. You know who's in the slot.
And introducing 8. Representing Legion, he is the evolved Louis McDonald.
Showing his face after the previous events of the pay-per-view, you have to wonder what's going through this man's head.
Well, I imagine he is feeling like he's got a lot to prove, if I'm being honest. Especially because he very pointedly kicked Kane out of Legion, unceremoniously replacing him with Earl King West, and Kane is now your new Nexus Titan champion as of Future Shock.
Oh, hey. It sets a precedent. If you want to have prestige in this business, piss off Louis McDonald. Did wonders for Kane.
It's true. Did great for Aiden Xero.
Absolutely.
Oh, even in Wonder Ball's even doing good. Yeah. Nothing better than getting on Louis McDonald's bad side to make good things happen in your career.
Yeah, there's a word that comes to mind that comes to the current state of Louis McDonald, and to me, that is pathetic. That is the word. I
mean, he's not had the best run lately. He could definitely use a boost. He and Earl King West both being the members of Legion. And there is Mr. McDonald telling the crowd, yeah, he definitely is looking for a win here.
Oh, absolutely. Anything less.
Well, as you will know, Michael, it is a really good showing in a showcase. Can do wonders for your career.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the boss, Kelly.
So here we go.
And here we go. Alexander over the ropes, pairing off with Yaki. Millzner going up a depth charge here. Nakano stomping on Louis. And you have Juan going after Carni-Val here. On the outside,
that's true.
Phoenix.
Now let's, for those of you who keep track, let's talk about the people in this ring. And I think the first interesting thing to note about everyone in this ring is Louis McDonald is the only member of this current matchup that has a showcase win. So Louis could definitely reach the status of a second win that would put him tied up there with the Doctor of Albinomics and Whitney Lee. Everyone else would be their first showcase win.
That's just going to add to the prestige more and more. Well, let's see if he can pull it off. Teeing off against one, we have Carni-Val bouncing his head off the... No! One! No! We had 2 falls there really quickly, both just 1 counts.
Well, I mean, last night's showcase match on Flashbang, you had 4 eliminations within a 1-minute time frame.
Millzner just dropping Death Charge down on his head. Death Charge. Oh, what a lariat! Yaki and Phoenix over here is just having like fisticuffs on the outside. Yaki's sending Phoenix back to the inside.
Meanwhile, Carney going after Juan, Chance, and Louie, just trying to collect himself. And going right after the delinquent Nakano Kirishima.
Kirishima with the quick go behind, though. Oh, and Millzner picking out Louie, sending him to the outside. Big right hand.
Meanwhile, one count outside on Carni-Val by Juan Chance. It was a Juan count.
I absolutely hated that joke, Jerry. All right, ref back in. Everyone's back outside. What a brawl this has become. Atomic drop there by Louie McDonald taking out Millzner.
I mean, it is a bit of a pile-up right now, isn't it?
1, 2. Oh, 2 count there. Juan taking his chance. At the member of Conquest Bloodline, what's Death Charge doing? Oh no! Oh, and what a brainbuster, just driving the head of Yaki down onto those rubber pads.
I mean, this is anyone's game right now. When it's 8 men in the ring, you gotta keep your head on a swivel.
What a standing moonsault by Phoenix.
You know, the 2 former Nakano Worldwide members going after each other.
Yeah, I know that blue scar runs deep through MNW. What a fracturing it has been.
Something is preventing the ref. There he goes. Ref having a hard time getting in the ring. That probably cost Carney a pin.
Millzner, spin doctor. Louie McDonald's in the air. He's going round and round, and now the other way. The crowd absolutely going crazy.
Finally,
Hoggers, as the kids say, dropping him.
Juan Chance has been eliminated. Depth Charge has been eliminated.
What a double elimination. Get one out of here.
That is a really quick succession. It was almost 3, but Louie McDonald was able to kick out.
Let's see if he'll be able to kick out of that one. The beach break-like maneuver, that inverted pile driver. Back into the middle of the ring.
Juan is still. Juan hasn't even left ringside yet. He's so out of breath after what happened.
1, 2, 3. Louie's out of there.
Louie McDonald has been eliminated.
Millzner showing off that experience, I believe, from the Battle Royal.
Nakano Kirishima has been eliminated.
Phoenix taking out Kirishima.
And now
once again, another spin.
Now we're down to 4 in a very rapid succession.
What an incredible amount of eliminations we've had. Here we go. Oh, flipping over.
And it is now broken down. You have the DJ versus the fireman and the space pirate versus the Muppety thing.
Yeah, plenty of felt in places that I don't want to think about. Becky wrenching back on the fingers now. Using that knee to stabilize and then dropping it across the back. Meanwhile, Millzner drops Phoenix. No.
Nope. Phoenix is not going to be taken out that easily.
Who contributes more to society? A funky fun DJ who plays charity shows or a firefighter?
Well, in the squared circle, all men are just wrestlers. And I think the fact that submission attempt cost Yaki a pinfall.
Oh, absolutely it did. The ref, he's got to have eyes on the back of his head for matches like these.
Oh!
Though I better not say that out loud or one of our mad scientists might actually do that. Oh, just dropping Millzner.
And I think it's happening again as a submission attempt cost Phoenix his pinfall on Millzner.
He had to wave it off, and he went to the outside, but not enough time for Millzner to get that pin. Swinging neck breaker. No! Up into that half and half suplex.
And again, you've got... is Carney going to tap? He taps!
Carni-Val has been eliminated.
Come down to a triple threat now. Oh!
DJ Millzner has been eliminated.
Comes down to Yaki and Phoenix. On the outside, let's see. Lieutenant Halix going for that European uppercut there. Kick to the gut. Oh, Yaki reversing out of it. Getting some shots of his own back elbow. Another elbow strike. Just laying down shots.
And
prettiest man in the ring.
Head scissors takedown by the Space Cowboy.
The back elbow, flying knee. Yaki, just those unforgiving strikes. Every time Yaki comes out here, it impresses me just to see the hail of shots that rain down.
I mean, Yakiniku Party, one of the longest standing, he's up there with a lot of other greats like Grizzly Adams, the storyteller, and XR Kun of his tenure in MNW. Oh, right.
Oh, my God. It's that corkscrew DDT taking him down. Now going for the legs, picking him up. Oh, what an Oklahoma slam there.
Oh, just ramming him into the ring post.
Drove his back into that LED ring post.
And
here we go.
Is this going to be it? It is.
What a return.
Is your winner, Lieutenant Phoenix Halix.
And there you have it. The Lieutenant, with his first showcase win, he now joins that rarefied company.
Absolutely, he's got one of those under his belt now, and I think Fire might just be a little bit more scared of him than it already was.
One could only hope. Well, you know, that feels like a good showcase match to really get things going, and it has just, I mean, on this emotional day, as we say goodbye to one of our competitors. But really quickly, we got a tweet out from our friend from Flashbang, the Brawl Kaiser, saying, I can't stay watching. I just wanted to see how Warzone is doing if I get sit here after Breakdown. And Alpha Kong, thanks for such a great career. Yep. For those of you who don't know, at Breakdown 7, the Sentai hero of Flashbang has to face off against 7 opponents. Is it 8? Anyway, I believe he's going to be in an elimination chamber match for his interdimensional championship. And there is a chance, because Mr. Lawson has said that if Citric King wins the interdimensional championship, he is kicking Brawlkaiser off of Flashbang.
Oh boy, so we got another dollar store action figure reject. Great.
Hey, are you calling Mega Blitz X? Was that what you were saying about Mega?
What? No. Let's just move on.
All right. Well, meanwhile, speaking of moving on, one of the hardest things to do when you're a general manager on a show like this is, keep track of some of the more extreme personalities on the roster. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go listen to the latest going-ons of Big Papa Plutonium.
Oh God.
Brace yourself.
Damn flashbang grenade makers are going to get it now!
Whip Storyteller into the corner.
Main Nation Incorporated, holler if you hear me! Oh, hey, Jerry! Uh-huh. Yes, the main man understands now. Uh-oh. Yes, hello, Amazon? Yes, the main man needs to cancel a delivery.
Meanwhile, at Flashbang Hand Grenades Incorporated.
Got a package for the CEO here from the main man of MNW. Please sign here. Wow, really? Oh, geez, I'm such a huge fan of that guy. I wonder if we could collaborate and sponsor some of their shows. That'd be neat. Anyways, let's see what we have. Oh my gosh, there's a letter from the main man himself in here. Just quiet, everybody. Dear Flashbang Grenade Company, in response to recent activities, the main man has decided to reach out to your respectable company with a bang. Wonder if he means the energy drink. Shit. Never mind then. Unfortunate.
Like I said, keeping track. Fortunately, turns out it was just a really big flashbang grenade.
I hope so. If not, that's
No, I had
that I think
no,
would make even
I had
blush.
I had check, and we had HR even got involved. In fact, speaking of HR involvement, let's go to ringside.
Oh no, I already did. I went to the seminar. Last week. Oh God.
Here he is, your HR representative, Registered Anon. Hello, everyone. It's me, Registered Anon, your head of human resources. Oh, I got so much I have to talk about. First off, everyone, it's make sure you are checking on those training videos that have been sent out that everyone on the roster has to see and sign off on. But on to more important things. People have been asking, Registered Anon, we understand what happened with the Outlaws, and that made sense, but why? Why did you put Bart up against the main man? Why did he have to face Big Papa Plutonium? Well, as you see, Bart's going through a bit. So he had to face some consequences. But that's not important. No, what's important is the Chernobyl Chow, the Atomic Adonis. No, the Big Papa Plutonium. Do you know how many belts he's held? Do you? Almost all of them. No, did you know that? Yeah. He's been tag team champion. He's been Big Goof champion. He was the first Nexus tag champion. Why, back before he came to MNW, but before there was an MNW, back in that Lucha place, he held a WCW championship they got in their hands on. Oh, it was amazing. Wow, it's amazing. He could imagine what happened if he won one more specific belt. Wouldn't that be quite something? But there's problems. There's problems. He's a bad boy. You know, he likes to do pranks that are extreme. He doesn't have what a lot of people would call a sense of proportion. No, he's the kind of man who thinks an atomic bomb is the same thing as a firecracker. So let's just say I got my eye on him.
I don't like the precedent that this sets that apparently HR is interested in booking.
Well, I haven't liked that since he started getting involved in that.
Yeah, no, but something that HR has provided to me is I have the full list of monikers. All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, go ahead.
You want me to do this right now, Jerry? Because I will.
You know what? Let's. You know what? Actually, we have a show to put on. We'll save it. You know what? Hold on to that list for the next time the main man is in the ring.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that's the best. Yeah, that's the best course of action. Otherwise, things could. Yeah. Meanwhile, Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly has a question. Wait, is there a dress code for HR? He was coming down to the ring in a suit for a while. And then he was coming down to the ring in a Hawaiian shirt. And so I don't know. And I'm not asking him.
Yeah, well, I have a nice suit pressed and ready every day. Mm-hmm. One time I came down here in Capri's, never again. Never again.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's so. With that, we have a lot of people with a lot of things going on. So at the Future Shock pay-per-view, one of the matches we had was something people had been waiting a long time to see, and that was the showdown between Maximilian Thunderthighs and Wilson.
Yes, indeed.
And both of them had something to say about it. So we're going to go and we're going to hear from both of them right now. So why don't we start with the man himself, Maximilian Thunderthighs.
Hello, everybody. It's Maximilian Thunderthighs. And many of you are wondering how I feel after losing to Wilson. Well, whether it was the lack of matches I've had in a while or just me not being focused, I lost, and that's all there is to it. But just because I lost the match doesn't mean this war is over. I've seen no war that has been won in the first battle. What about the War of the Emus? Thank you, fan, but that's not my point. No, my point is, this war isn't over yet, and I feel like I need to correct myself, need to build myself stronger. It's time for a montage. But before we get to that, I need to clear something up. So let's go to the tape.
And now vengeance will be Maximilian Thunderthighs.
You see, this war isn't about vengeance. While I don't like what I went through with VIP, and I can't take back what I did, this fight with Ozir and VIP cannot end in vengeance. I've already seen what vengeance has done to the wrestlers here. They leave them in smoking ashes and cursed and just bitter. I don't want to be that, and I will not be like that. No, I am fighting Ozir Turan because he has a plan. Yeah, that's it. He has a plan. It's an evil plan, a notorious plan. Only he could come up with a plan like this. Not only is he going to go after the heavyweight belt, but the very Warzone roster itself. I don't really have any evidence to it, but he's up to something. Oh, that villainous cur will be thwarted by Maximilian Thunderthighs. If only he would accept my challenge to fight him. Oh, he's been evading my attempts to wrestle him and sending people like Wilson in his place. Man, I just wish I knew how to get him to fight me. Wait a minute, that's it! Maximilian, you're a genius! I am? Thank you, Max. You're welcome. Don't worry, fans. The war with VIP and Max is not over yet. But I need to start training, get more matches, and who knows, maybe get myself into a brawl. Wink! Maximilian, away!
Right.
Not a subtle man.
Yeah.
Is Maximilian
You know what?
Thunder Thighs.
Now let's hear from Wilson.
Maximilian. As I've told you many times before, in the real world, you don't magically get a happy ending. Your problems don't go away just because you believe in yourself. Instead, you became a victim. You realize everything you have ever done was for nothing, and you get none of the resolution you were so desperately looking for. That's what it's like to live, Max. You have to get used to the disappointment, or else the world will swallow you up in your naivety. I learned that the hard way, and it's time you do too. Being true to yourself is all well and good, until it never gets you anywhere. Think about that while you're nursing your shattered spine, Maximilian. But that's not my problem anymore. I can victimize whoever I want now. With the crack of your spine, I am finally feeling free, feeling serene, and most importantly, I feel a lust for blood like nothing else. Blood of those who keep harping about their vapid definition of justice. The blood of suicidal fools who want a challenge. The blood of cretins who underestimate me. And maybe, just maybe, even the blood of the men from other brands who aren't aware. Either way, my spree will continue until it reaches its pinnacle, until it becomes a mountain of broken bodies whose zenith contains the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship, waiting just for me. I can't wait.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I dread to think who is going to be an idiot and challenge Wilson again. Please don't.
Well, I mean, Wilson, I think he made his intentions clear what he's going after, which, you know, back before Apocalypse, if somebody had said Wilson challenging for the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship, I'd have probably laughed. Now I just sit here and worry.
I don't know how to feel anymore, Jerry. That I would have cheered, but now I'm...
I know. And meanwhile, tweeting out on social media, Zephyr Tale of Apex on Flashbang. Not about vengeance. Nuts to that, matey. Take all of the revenge, Max. It's the next best thing to grog and gold. If Wilson wants blood, give him a taste of his own.
Yeah, what's with all this moral aggrandizing about vengeance? Vengeance is like half of the reasons why things happen here. Come on.
I mean, I'll be honest. Baby. My spite is an excellent motivator. Meanwhile, McMorgan tweeting out, that sounds like fun. With that, you know what? Let's go to our next match. I think it's time for the next match. Don't you think so, Michael?
I think it's high time we wrestle in this wrestling. Not me. We show some wrestling. Let's go down to the ring.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Absolute Units, Forrest, the Fortress, Wade.
Another man built more like a building than a person.
Yeah, the tax man cometh. And by the way, folks, if you didn't know, tax day is the day after Breakdown 8. Not that I'm worried. Forrest and I already had our meeting. I've already gotten my return. Hey, Michael, have you had your meeting with Forrest yet?
Taxation is theft, Jerry.
Right, moving on.
I have all my money buried in a coffee can in the one metal forest.
And you heard that, metal detector, folks. Meanwhile, Forrest the Fortress Wade coming out representing the Absolute units, ready for singles action.
Wait, I shouldn't have said that.
Nope, you shouldn't have. Too late now.
And introducing his opponent, representing Chainhell, Hightower.
Oh boy.
Here he comes.
You know, I have two questions for you. Number one, what do we call men the size of Hightower in this business?
A lot of names. A lot of people like to say hosts.
Yeah, and what do we call men the size of Forrest the Fortress in this business?
Again, hoss.
So what do we got tonight, Jerry?
We have a hoss fight.
Indeed we do. Let's go. Remember the burning line? Here we are. Hightower. Again, free of those shackles, free of that conviction. Free to be a wrestler and a purveyor of violence that he is.
And they're off. Oh, and starting off with a scoop slam. Hightower on the Taxman.
Taxman cometh no more. Keep your money, folks. Big throw there. He's beeling him over now. Grabbing the legs, taken to the center of the ring. Hightower showing off. Oh, just dragging him around, showing off that strength. What a powerhouse.
And now just having a way with Forrest. But Forrest the Fortress is no one to be taken lightly. And now, elbow to the face. Lifting him up.
Good for him right there. And the Samoan drop. Ooh.
You know, here we're going for our first pin attempt. There's one. And kick out at one. You know, both of these competitors are not the individuals that are easily thrown around by, well, anyone.
Yet they seem to be ragdolling each other just fine.
Well, they're probably the only people that, well, they're of a small subset who even could.
Delayed vertical suplex there. Forrest the Fortress stomping on the back of Hightower, now going after those arms, trying to shut down the offense. Stomping on the back.
Now just stretching him out. Oh, kick. Oh, back goes the Taxman.
Back elbow in the corner. Enziguri, what a big man stepping up into that kick.
And a 1 count on Hightower.
Reminds me of other events happening in wrestling. I've never seen a big man like that doing Enziguri like Samoa Joe, but that was a beautiful kick.
1 and a 1 count again.
Forrest firmly in control for right now. Hightower. A good lariat there, and oh my God! Forrest just using that strength, sending him up and over, and Hightower returns in kind. Some wrestling out of these big men, and oh my God, the strength of Hightower. Picked a man up by his neck. It's a hoss fight if I've ever seen one, Jerry.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
Russian leg sweep there.
Makes you wonder what is in the future for Hightower and Chained Hell. And for that matter, what's in the future of Forrest and the Absolute Units.
I'll tell you what, we're getting some absolute carnage in the ring between these two big meaty men slapping me, and a choke slam!
One, two, and a kick out at 2 by Forrest. Hightower frustrated because not many people give him as bad a time as this. Not many people can. Oh, grabbing his leg and hucking him.
Hightower maybe thinking too much of the man who does taxes and not enough about the wrestler.
Going over it. Oh, big choke slam.
Showing off that
strength.
One,
two.
Oh!
3. Here's your winner, Hightower!
Taking it home after 2 massive choke slams.
But look at this. Show of respect. Hightower knows not many people can go head-to-head with him. Showing respect to Forrest T. Wade. Although,
I don't really know who that helps, but sure.
Well, you know, maybe Forrest helped him with his taxes. Maybe Hightower wants a chance to have some of Granny's peach cobbler.
He just wanted a better return. I bet you that's what it was.
I mean, I don't know that Forrest can affect the returns. I mean, he just does the taxes. Still, I mean, and victory goes to Hightower. So, a lot of activity been happening on social media during that match. First off, you've got Maximilian Thunderthigh saying, for once I agree, vengeance is beneath me. Also, you've got Kelly tweeting out free wings or 30 minutes, limit 30 pizza, free wings for 30 minutes, limit 30 pieces. So if you're at Omega Club, again, it's an emotional night at the Omega Pub, as our main event is the retirement match of Alpha Kong. Also, tweeting out
a limit on that. There are a lot of people here.
Graven Allen, the chocolate zombie, tweets out, "Buried treasure, grabbing shovel."
Can I leave early today, Jerry? I have a thing I need to take care of.
We'll be taking.
Allowed?
We'll shortly here be taking a commercial break. We'll see, but not yet. We got so much more to hash out. In fact, we heard earlier from our HR representative. Well, one of our HR representatives. We have another one, and his name is HR Sawyer, and we're going to hear from him right now.
Zacco, know that when I say this, I am not actively hating. What I do hate, however, is the precedent, the reputation, the principle, if you will. Some would say a principality of Zacco. And that notion, that idea is that you are the ace. You are the best that this company has to offer. That you're the best in the universe. Newsflash, Zacco, you're not. I thought I was the best for a time, and then a douchebag in basketball shorts strolls in and takes that very belt you're holding off me. So to say you're the best is, well, you know. And you should know this because you and I have gone through some shit together. We've seen some shit together. We've had to deal with bullshit together. You should know this, but you don't seem to see it. Instead, you're focusing on making things better. Let me ask you something, Robo. What have you exactly changed? What has your sphere of influence done exactly? I can tell you what I've been doing. I've been dealing with the mandy-pandy crybabies that are flooding the HR department with constant cries that baby isn't getting its bottle when someone cashes in a wish. Nice work, overboards. Very much approve. But back to my Robo. There's only one thing left that you can do in this company. and that's to drop harder than a space colony on the Earth. You may feel like you're an Aznavour, but I'm not your Garma Zabi.
Well, that's some interesting words from Sawyer to his Robro. Although apparently there is a hashtag meme is fine going out now.
They seem fine. You know, everyone goes through little scuffles now and again. I'm sure they'll like both hook up to a USB dock, hash things out. It'll be fine.
So you're saying they're drift compatible?
I believe so.
Well, you know, they're not the only one with stuff they say, but this is a much different. We're going to head down to ringside. Somebody else has a message they wish to convey. And that somebody is our Warpgate Hardcore Champion, the Dagger, Dagrik.
The Prince. Sam. A lot of things happened. You've been calling out to a lot of people. You've been staking a claim to my gold. And you of all people know that I like that. I like that. I love that. I love the violence. I love the bloodshed. But, again, what I tell everybody in this division, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Give me more. I want more bloodshed. I want to see you take on more people. More of a variety, if you will. I want to see if those silicone-injected biceps can do any more damage. And hey, continue using that stipulation. I don't want to see a piece of wood or metal in your hand, but what I do want to see is violence. What I do want to see is bloodshed. And what I do want to see is that golden headdress of yours soaked in the blood of your enemies. And maybe then, you can take a stab at getting another piece of gold to compliment it, huh? You want the treasure. You want the plunder. Earn it by wading through a sea of the broken bones of your enemies, just like I have, and just like the others before me have. And maybe then, I'll respect your pretty arse just a wee bit more, just enough to give you that shot. So, Sam, if you want to be hardcore, then you're gonna have to live. You're gonna have to live a hardcore life. And it ain't easy. Well, as the kids say, let's see if you can hang. Because if there's one thing I've learned in all my matches of bloodshed, sweat, tears, it's that if you can't hang, you're going to drop off quickly like a coward.
Well, there you heard it, folks, from the Dwarven Prince himself. Suplex Sam, if he wants to earn a shot at the Warpgate Hardcore Championship, he is going to need to prove himself by taking on more competitors, but also by keeping to that stipulation he laid out of not using any weapons.
Yeah, making it harder for himself, but hey, Suplex Sam, he was able to hang last time, but you know, use of those natural secretions, as I stated before.
Yeah. In fact, you know, it's funny you bring that up. Let's go now to hear from the person that Sam took on, ladies and gentlemen, Beowulf.
Out of the way. He's honoring the stipulation he set for himself. It's not an official stipulation, but
What
he
the
is
hell?
following it.
Wait, what the hell was that?
You know, natural secretions from inside the human body. You know, it's not a weapon.
Natural secretion? What a little bullshit. You know, I never thought it'd be possible to use underhanded tactics in a hardcore match of all things. Yet, you surprised me, Suplex Sam. You knew your Samplexes weren't going to get you anywhere after I had kicked out of 3 of them 6 weeks prior. So, what do? You spew some, I don't even know what to call it, some stuff in my face that somehow went through my mask and made me pass out, allowing you to get the cheap victory that seems to be popular among the ranks of VIP. Thankfully, after seeing my personal apothecary, they said that whatever the substance was, it didn't do anything too serious to me. So the multiverse can be assured that I am fine. Suplex Sam, on the other hand, isn't fine. Suplex Sam is in what the kids would call deep shit. If he thinks he can get away with what he did, then he is sorely mistaken. You wanna poke the hornet's nest, Sam? Go right ahead. Because the next time you see me, I'll be introducing you to my vicious side. I'll see you soon.
And with that, so yeah, Beowulf, like you said, he's not happy about those, what did you call them, natural secretions?
Natural secretions in the human. Everybody gets a little bit of green goo. You never had a little bit of green goo, Jerry?
No, but then again, I get a yearly medical checkup. So, with that, so our next match, we're going to have a straightforward match. Lock-in, who has been has been harassed, shall we say, by Cloud9, is finally trying to move on, and so he is about to take on one of the most terrifying competitors we have on our roster. It's, ladies and gentlemen, next up, Lock-in versus Carcharodon. Let's take it down to ringside.
Let's indeed do that.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Carcharodon.
Carcharodon getting ready to.
Times.
Yeah, he is getting ready to take on the best comedian that. Wait, what the hell? It's Defunk.
What is Defunk doing?
What is? And he's attacking Carcharodon.
He's putting down the opponent. What? Just spoiling the match for...
Lock-in was going to take on Carcharodon. Lock-in was finally going to get past Cloud9. And here's Cloud9 attacking his opponent.
Just stomping on the chest. Takes it back, though. Monkey flip over. Defunk, just taking out Carcharodon, taking out Lock-in's opponent. What the hell's going on, Jerry?
And I don't even think this is about Carcharodon. I think he's sending a message to Lock-in. I think he's telling Lock-in, you're not facing anyone until you're done with me.
Is this Cloud9's plan? Is just to not let Lock-in have a record?
I think so. I mean, Lock-in has defeated both Pain and Cervantes, but he never beat Defunk. He faced him, but yeah, I think so.
Trying to take away his win-loss ratio completely by just bodying his opponents.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Oh, it is music, and that's just insane.
Unfortunate beyond belief. Cloud9 still just lurking in the background. Can't let bygones be bygones.
No, I guess not. The funk is dancing back. You know what? I guess. Well, and Phyllis is telling us that. You know what? We're just going to head down to ringside. We had somebody else that's coming to ring. First this, now somebody's deciding to take the time. Oh, jeez. Hang on. We got to go back to ringside.
Oh.
Because Gingerboi has just stormed the ring and grabbed a microphone.
Well, I took my shot. And I failed. I lost that match. By no normal fashion, mind you. I put my heart, my soul, my blood, my sweat, and my tears into that match. But now that dreams of sugar plums and gold are done dancing in my head, time to get back down to business with my friends, the Three Kings, and our problem. Well, specifically, more of my problem. Aiden Xero. Let's get back to this, shall we? Let's get back to some petty bullshit, my favorite type of bullshit to get into here. That's right, Aiden Xero. It's time to get back to what you did to the Three Kings, to what your friends did to the Lucha Brothers, making us look like jokes. Sitting there, well, looking like a joke yourself.
Well, it looks like Aiden Xero is answering that call. Here he comes, the cyberpunk prodigy himself.
Oh boy, this is gonna boil over real quick.
Oh yeah, this always goes great when these two are in the ring together. Hey, Ginger Bitch, how's it going? Look, dude, I am so sorry. I know that ever since I pointed it out, no one can ever see your tattoo as anything other than an Ewok. That's on me. That's my bad. I shouldn't have pointed that out. But besides that, how's it going, bud? You've been checking out the indies? I had a great indie match recently with a friend of yours. Threw him through the top. It was great. So, what's on your mind?
Well, it's good to see you're still as slimy as your mother after a good session, Aiden. It's good to see you. Yeah, you know, I did see that match, and, you know, it's impressive that, you know, you can still, you know, walk and talk, anything like that. You know, why don't you head back to the playground and take a few Z's, huh? Go sleep under the slide like you used to.
Oh, no, that's fine. I have a storage locker now I can sleep in. It's great. It's roomy. It's better than when I grew up in. But, you know, it seems to me, Gingy, are you okay? I know you had your great plan to beat Zacho, that 3-round burst thing that favored you, and he still punked you out like the bitch you are. So now you got to turn back to old Aiden. Isn't that cute?
I don't talk about punking anyone out before you look in the mirror, you slimy, fake redhead little bitch. Shut your mouth, alright? I know we're not done. But when this whole thing is finished, it's gonna be with my boot on your throat and you begging me to give up.
The only begging is gonna be you asking for a baker's dozen, buddy. So, you know, I got a plan. You know, why don't we do this? You know, what match we haven't really had yet? all three of you, all three of us. I think we've done just about everything else, but, you know, I want to talk to the brass. Maybe we can make it interesting.
So let me get this straight. You want your ragtag group of mismatched colored ne'er-do-wells who, you know, sit in the back and watch anime or some bullshit. You want to go up against the three most prestigious men in this business. You know what? That sounds great. We'll wipe the floor with you.
So first off, you will not disrespect My Hero Academia. All right? That's just, you know, that's just uncalled for. That's rude. Probably offends Mr. Butler or something. But second off, yeah, because you know what? Unlike you, High Voltage, we're a coordinated team. We may have our own styles, but we can actually, you know, function. That's a word.
Yeah, you have your own style like Aldini has his own hairline. Sure. And you know what? You're going to see how coordinated we can be as a team. You're going to get the three kings, you're going to get the three conquerors, and you're going to get your asses kicked from here to wherever the hell one of those goddamn portals outside leads.
Oh, dude, have you never gone through the portals? Man, you've missed out. There's some burritos. Oh, never mind. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's have your three guys, my three guys, well, all our guys, and let's really do this. Let's see who wusses out first. Let's see who can take the most beating, because that's all it's going to be, is us beating on each other. So I'm down for it. I'm happy for it. Let's do this, bitch. Okay, I guess...
did not take long to boil over.
That I think that has been simmering in the background. I mean, since the C-101, but the whole reason it hadn't been dealt with is, well, Gingy won the C-101. You know,
All right, Jerry.
He
write it down in the notebook. Put it in your Hello Kitty notebook.
You know, it's that time. You're not wrong. It is going to. We're going to have to. You know, and what was that he said about talking to the breast? God damn it, Aiden. What? You know, this is just going to be one of those things now.
Yeah, no, as you said, boiling over the C-101 ended up with a failure on the end of Aiden Xero.
Yeah, he didn't win the C-101, and the prize, the grand winner, Gingerboi, who got to face against the ace of MNW, Zacho Duo, coming up just a bit short. I guess now it's time those two can focus back on one another. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we still have all kinds of action, including our main event, the retirement match of Alpha Kong. But before then, we have to pay a few bills. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after this commercial break.
Don't you just hate it when you're in a great one-on-one match, going up for a fly-high-in moonsault when you totally miss and eat more turnbuckle than a ravenous George the Animal Steel? Then you, my friend, might need to get your eyes checked. Hi, I'm former professional wrestler Dr. See It Coming, and we here at Eye to Eye Optometrists specialize in glasses, contact lenses, and overall eye health for the wrestling impaired. Our flexible, one-of-a-kind contact lenses are guaranteed to fit all sizes and be a comfort fit even as you get your eyes poked out by your mortal enemy. We even have some eyewitnesses to testify how great these eyes are. Mr. Simon the Psycho, what do you think of your new contact lenses? Oh, God! Oh, there goes our new intern. Ha ha! Come on down and book an appointment with Dr. Seared Coming, and you and I will see eye to eye.
Sup, dudes? Do you want to look as gnarly as one of your favorite wrestlers on show who's holding one of the world titles from MNW? Well, you totally can, without even leaving your couch at Totally Tyler's Titles. For only $39.99, you too can own a complete replica of one of MNW's famous titles, like the MNW World Heavyweight Championship, the Tag Team,
The Nexus Titan, the Interdimensional Championship, dude! So you can show off to your parents and show how gnarly you are, or you could secretly try and claim that you're formerly the title champion holder by holding a knockoff title. So come on down to Totally Tyler's Titles, where you can be a title holder today.
No official MNW wrestlers are allowed to hold the titles if they're a replica, unless you want to talk to Jim in the back.
What are you, blind, Rev? He clearly went for a roll-up reverse coil. This just can't be happening. This is some bull.
Is this you? Well, even if it isn't, I'm sure many of you have met these kinds of people, just marking up the walls of your favorite shows. Don't worry, we have the solution. With the Mark Manager. Yes, with the Mark Manager, we clean up the big marks, small marks, marks you didn't realize that were there, and marks that have always been there. We've even updated our product to help you clean off the toughest of marks.
Of course he was gonna lose the championship. If you'll look at my 42-page blog from last week, we can clearly see that the producers were going to have him. Hey, what are you doing? Ah!
So sign up and get your Mark Manager today. And remember, with a little bit of, any mark is manageable.
Fuck, it went up my nose! Come one, come all! The Observer Spectacular Wax Museum would like to welcome you and your family for our lovely establishment. Only $1 per person! Wow! Come and see the wax figurines of your favorite animals, historical figures, wrestlers, food, and even things not of this world. All of the Observer Spectacular Wax Museum displays are totally made of wax and are not made of unwilling subjects. So come on down and see the spectacular sights for yourself.
Note that all the wax figurines are all wax, nothing but wax, but they totally are not people we've kidnapped to try to leech money off of them and made them back to life. They're just made of wax.
Hey baby, it's me, Suplex Sam, and I'm here to tell you about my brand new experience, baby. On the Suplex Express, we're serving up hot dishes and hot meals for all your homies. It's time for Suplex Sam, the soup made for me, baby. Sam I am. Tired of your lunches being soupless? Don't worry, baby. Suplex Sam's got you covered. We got all the flavors. Wonton Wilson's, the beef drippings, the Doctor of Alphagetti, and the VI Pheromone. And of course, the signature soup, the Plex. So you can have your Suplex any day, anytime with yours truly, baby. So come on down to the Suplex Express and get yourself a can of Suplex Sam.
Are your Hebes at Jeebies? Are your ants in your pants? Do you get the butterflies in your stomach when you have to go up against a 400-pound, muscle-bound murder man who's trying to beat you in the ring? Don't worry, we have the solution for you. From the makers of the laxative product Let It Go comes the anti-anxiety medication Fuck It All. That's right, with a big old scoop of Fuck It All, you too can get yourself relaxed before any situation. Hand-picked and freshly squeezed from the teats of Tibetan relaxation monks. It comes with absolutely no long-term side effects. No, not at all. Yes, the anti-anxiety can make you stand up and say, fuck it all.
Warning, this product may contain extreme doses of caffeine and methamphetamine. If consumed by more than one human, those two humans may or may not cause to duel or explode. And this product is dairy-free.
High Flyer Airlines is the leading air carrier for all professional wrestling. We customized our planes to fit the biggest of egos. With fine velvet and leather seats, a custom-made full banquet by Chef Manatee, and a working vocal booth, so you can make your promos while you're on the go.
Wait a minute, this isn't a bathroom!
High Flyer Airlines. We're leading the air in wrestling care.
I'm stuck inside the booth! Introducing Mizuki and Nero action figure dolls with intense hand-holding couple action, maximum lewdness. Watch the world's deadliest power couple have intense action conversations.
Honey, did you take out the dog today? I ate the dog! Very good.
Oh yeah! Push the buttons on the back of both action dolls to get both of them to be the parents of Earth. The new Mizuki and Nero action figure dolls.
Each sold separately, but then put together as a couple.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
Back on the air, folks.
And
once again.
So we have so much going on, but before before we get into our next match, so something's happened. I'm not sure what. I got this recording. So earlier in the evening, of course, we saw in our opening match Ignacio Cervantes, the social outcast, and his partner Sergeant Major Payne going against Omega Club. But apparently he's been having, let's call them misadventures.
Oh boy.
Oh well, why don't we go? Why don't we just go take a listen, and folks can decide for themselves.
Well, it's time to put Butler down. By the power of Cervantes, I have full edge. Bartolomeo, where am I?
Oh, you're on the set of the live-action One Piece show. Could we use your sword on set?
You'll have to ask my agent. He goes by Zangetsu. Seems I'm convincing. Butler likes that Harry Potter shit. Diagon Alley.
Okay, apply that to that form and finish with taxes. What the fuck are you doing in here?
Why am I in your house? And sorry for all this rapture.
I have no idea. You can open portals like Butler now?
Sort of. I have to shout out to a person, place, or thing.
What'd you shout to get to me?
I'm not answering that. Uncle Dunk Mansion.
I've got to get trinkets to cast Private Sanctum on my office. This is getting ridiculous.
Oh, hello. May I please speak with a Mr. Butler?
Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Ignacio, but your Mr. Butler is in another mansion. If you have no more business with us, please leave the premises. Thank you.
That does make sense, seeing that you have 3 expensive-looking vacuums over there. Okay. The smart thing to do is meet him at my car. 2010 Ford Escape. Doesn't look like anyone's been here. Butler's not a bad guy. It's more the fact that he's influenced by blood money. He can be dealt with at my leisure. The One Piece show, however, I'm not touching that with a 39.5-foot pole. Good God.
So apparently Blood Money and Cloud9 are still something going on. But you know what, Michael?
What do I know, Jerry?
That's not everything. Because I got another tape. Apparently there is a part 2 to this story.
Oh, God.
Starring a certain other masked man we know known as Mr. Butler.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Thought you could try and get the jump on me, huh, Cervantes? Well, 2 can play at that game. Come on out and... This isn't the nacho shop. Why is it so dark? And why is there a giant hand coming out of the ground? Oh, shit. Oh no, I'm not eating branded for tribute today, thank you. I need to sit down for a second. Wait, this place looks familiar. Seriously? Next time, maybe you should try tangas. Why am I getting a sense of deja vu?
Feel the heat.
God damn it, not again! Wait, did I just crash through a wall into a forest? No. I can't be where I think I am. Can I? Apparently I am. Alright, you Temple of Doom reject. I've been wanting to do this for 30 years. No pendant's gonna save you from this! Sweet catharsis. Now before I go... Seriously, it's just 3 pieces. You are going to look real good in my trophy case. Anyway, back to business. I'm sure I'll find him soon.
several hours of unsuccessful teleporting later.
You know, I'm starting to question why I'm here.
It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it? Why are we here?
Shut up, Griff.
So I guess we know what they do in their off hours.
I haven't done any substances today. Why did I hear that?
I don't know. You know what? I got a great plan. We got a match. Why don't we go to the match?
Let's wrestle on this wrestling show.
I think that's a great plan. Let's go. Let's head to the ring right now. Oh, hey, by the way, since we came back from break, let's go Monder check.
Yep. Am I seeing the right one?
Is your Twazzle? I think your Twazzle. Yep, I think we're good. Yeah. All right, heading down to ringside.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Lade Hireold.
Too nice for his own good. Lade Hireold, folks.
He is. I mean, it's really a question. Who's the nicer guy, him or Sir McCheese?
That I feel like that would open some sort of like temporal rift if we put that to the test.
I mean, if he faced McCheese for the Big Oof, it would be the politest match in the history of mankind.
I fear to see what creature of hugs and sugar plums would spring forth if those two ever met in a ring.
But he is the most well-mannered wrestler on the roster, ladies and gentlemen, Lade Hireold. But don't let that fool you. He is also one of the toughest. He is a mainstay in the hardcore division.
Got himself shivers to think what he could do if he were a bit more tenacious.
And introducing his opponent, representing Chained Hell, he is the Constant Nightmare, Constantinople.
So, second member of Chained Hell to make an appearance tonight.
Yep, been a long time gone, Constantinople.
Well, that's nobody's business but the Turks.
True. Very true.
Here he comes.
Constant Nightmare.
Constant Nightmare about to take on the French-Canadian Daredevil.
Both competitors have extreme amounts of raw power here, but we're going to see whose attitude, I feel like, is what it comes down to in this match.
Yeah.
Fire and brimstone or Timbits and coffee.
Ooh, I haven't had Timbits in a while. We should go get some after the show.
I am not driving to Canada. I have to drive to a forest and make sure my money's still there.
Meanwhile, this is reminding me, by the way, if you didn't check out the main event last night on Flashbang, I won't spoil it other than to say a moment 3 years in the making occurred. But meanwhile, let's get ready for this action. It is Hireold versus Constantinople.
Teeing off, folks. Oh, immediately. And that DDT grip into a suplex there. Constantinople starting out on top here. Going through that delayed vertical suplex.
That is a brutal move.
Into a sort of sheer drop brainbuster. There towards the end of that. Oh, and another!
Bridging into it, but only a 1 count.
That high grip with the bridge. It's very aggressive start here by Constantinople. Hireold has got to bring this match back to his pace. Does so locked in that triangle, started laying in those elbows.
So, I'm interested in the symmetry. Pounding on the symmetry between these two wrestlers. So, Hireold is had a multi-dimensional variant that wrestled here for a while, who had transformed himself using a parasitic mask. And he didn't end well. Going for a submission move.
Yeah, those parasitic items of clothing never seem to end well, do they?
No. And now you've got Constantinople, who a former Turkish oil wrestler who has been mutated by the powers of the warp into a rat ogre.
Yeah, the warp ripping apart a tag team and causing his former tag team partner to now team up with Mr. Pizza Peanut Butter.
Oh, that reminds me. I got a report I need to go over here soon from Seth about the whole table incident. But we'll save that for later.
Oh, good. You gave him an important job.
Hey,
that should be handled by a professional.
Exactly.
And you gave it to Seth Jackson.
Seth's a professional. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's worry about the fact that Constantinople just got the taste knocked out of his mouth.
Absolutely.
Very politely.
Stiff right hand just dropped him down right into the jaw. Just huge right hand there from Hireold. Again, I shiver to think about what he would do if he was in a bad mood.
Nothing worse than the rage of a good man.
Absolutely.
So,
slingshotting him there off the ropes. Using that elasticity, if you will. Stomp to the back, Constantinople. What has he got planned? What nefarious things he gonna do? Corrupted by the warp brings Hireold up and over.
But Hireold's ready. Again, Hireold, a veteran of the multiverse. We talked about tenures on the roster. We were discussing the tenure of Yakiniku Party earlier. You know who else has been around about as long? Lade, Hireold in one way or another.
One. Kick out at one. Absolutely not enough to bring down a man as auspicious, as just well experienced, as you said, as Lade Hireold. Now stomping the arms, trying to shut down the offense, trying to slow down that technical ability.
Oh, drop kick.
Constantinople. Beautiful height on that drop kick for a man the size of Constantinople. You have to realize, folks, these may not be our hosses. These may not be the biggest men in the locker room, but they are still large men.
And a 1 count on Hireold.
Each of them 250 plus, 6 feet plus. These are big boys we're talking about here.
Well, I mean, as you said, Constantinople, he's actually, since his transformation, has become a better wrestler. I will say it. I might not always agree with everything, but I'll give a man his props for his skills.
Perhaps just benefiting for a more aggressive style, that corruption from the warp, putting a little bit of a hitch of the get-along of the Turkish oil wrestling, but paying dividends when it comes to this more aggressive style.
Oh, stump puller!
Ooh, stump puller. That's gonna rip the cartilage out your legs real quick.
I mean,
all those tendons.
It's a good plan, but here's the thing to remember. In the end, Hireold's a striker. Yeah, you can try and take out his legs. That's not what you got to worry about.
Yeah, he was focusing on those arms earlier, but taking away a vertical base is always a good idea, but perhaps you should focus on those strikes from Hireold. Just dropping him into that right hook, and now there's press.
Yeah, now speaking of those strikes, Hireold has kicking it into gear now.
Hyping it up, stomping right on square on the forehead.
Here we go. Strike. Oh, and a lariat to take it home. What's he going to have?
A massive lariat.
What are you planning? Oh.
Has the man up in the corner. Rope assisted. Oh, just dropping the forearm across the throat.
Now just taking him down.
That big swinging double axe handle.
And working over the Constant Nightmare's arm.
We saw pulling stumps earlier, now we're pulling branches.
Oh, what are we going to see here? It's...
Oh my God!
Fire Blast!
He's got to be out with that Fire Blast. He's got to be out.
Here is your winner, Lade Hireold.
Hireold taking it home with a scary right arm. That Fire Blast just knocking Constantinople, knocking him straight on his ass.
And ladies and gentlemen, your French-Canadian Daredevil, another former member of Nakano Worldwide, by the way.
Again, that blue scar runs deep through MNW.
It does. A lot of members in Omega Club, a lot of members in Nakama. Well, first off, a couple things. First off, in response to something you said early in that matchup, Kelly's tweeting out pizza with peanut butter.
I'm never coming to Omega. Burning Lounge it is tonight.
But that reminds me, it's time. We should listen to that report from Seth Jackson.
No. Or we could not.
Nah, we need to. We're paying the man for it. Let's go here. It's apparently a recording of an interview he did investigating the tables.
Then how do you explain a table just moving out the goddamn way?
It probably rolled away. Much like everything else in the arena, it probably has wheels.
No, stupid. Tables have legs.
Listen! Tables don't just disappear. Magic isn't even real.
Then how do you explain what Exar-kun did to me when I asked him about the table? This is really uncomfortable.
You probably got distracted by his hand and forgot how to breathe again. I've seen you do it like 5 times this week alone.
I was thinking real hard this week. Don't judge me.
You're like what do they call them? Turkeys. Yeah, you're like a turkey staring at the sky when it rains.
You must be more of an ignoramus than me. It's still April. Turkeys don't exist yet. Duh.
You know what? You're right. Magic must be real, because no one is this dumb naturally.
Why are you so mean to me? I invited you to lunch. Do you not like Charles Entertainment cheese?
No, I don't think watching you gorge yourself on crayons and urinal cakes is my idea of a good lunch. I swear, at this point, your blood is like 87.6% ragu and 13% oregano.
Are you calling me fat?
No. Just your head. I wonder if Zacho know him. Wait, Seth! Seth, come back! No! Wait, Seth, I don't have any money! You invited me! Well, I don't want to have to dine and dash again. Luckily, I still have Justice Jake's Justice credit card. Of justice.
Okay, so, there's still some work to be done on the investigation.
Is MNW gonna have to foot the bill for that Charles Entertainment cheese restaurant? I hope not.
That I'll have to take that up with financial.
Oh,
Meanwhile, tweeting out on social media, Kelly again, don't knock it till you try it, Mike.
No, I don't want to try it. I'd rather not.
There's a lot you can do with. I once had a macaroni and cheese pizza.
And that's why you're retired. Anyway, what do we have up next, Jerry?
Well, since you asked so nicely, let me go check. Looks like right now the locker room is people are getting ready for that next matchup. In the meantime, I am just double checking what else we got going on today. I think we covered that. So if you haven't heard yet, on April 17th, that is Easter Sunday for you all checking out, on our sister show, Friday Night Flashbang, we'll be having their next pay-per-view, Breakdown 8. And we just had the go-home show for that last night. So, yeah, it is a week from tomorrow, folks. Breakdown 8. We are going to see the Time Bandits take on the Mad World for the tag team belts. We are going to have a elimination chamber for the Interdimensional Championship. And we are finally going to have the man himself, Spike. Well, the man, zombie voodoo priest himself, Spike, taking on heavyweight champion Victor Vicious for the big belt on Flashbang. It is going to be a time. You all should check it out, twitch.tv/Edward Bosco for Breakdown 8, the last MNW pay-per-view before Multivania, first weekend in July, the biggest show of the year, as we are on the road and we are going to be figuring out how that is going to come together. It is going to be amazing. And with that, let me double check the twizzles and the twazzles.
Yeah.
Is your monitor, are you seeing everything?
Yeah, I'm seeing everything. I'm ready to go.
All right, well then let's take it down to ringside for our next match.
Yeah, folks, Fridays, go watch Doom, be annoying.
Dude, don't do it. You know what's going to happen.
The following match is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing Mystery Inc., Papusa Monkey P.I.
And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the best investigator in the multiverse, certainly on Flashbang. Don't want to insult OmniGeek. He does a good job, too. But our number one investigative mind, Papusa Monkey, he is the man who, with his silent partner, tracked down the information that proved Maximilian Thunderthighs was being wrongly coerced by VIP and managed to get Max free of their dastardly influence.
Yeah, the man who's a master at manipulating legal loopholes to get what he wants, and his partner who, well, I still don't know what he does.
This man, remember, this man was instrumental in driving the Inquisition out of Multiverse Nexus Wrestling's corner of the multiverse. And since then, he has been always an upstanding force of good, except for that brief incident with the hat, but we try not to talk about that.
Yeah, who's that Emperor guy they keep talking about? I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
And introducing his tag team partner, representing Mystery Inc., he is Mr. Enigma!
The latter half here of Mystery Inc., a mystery himself, is Mr. Enigma.
And tweeting out on social media, we have Maximilian Thunderthighs saying, I owe you and Enigma a favor anytime you call upon that favor, Papusa and Enigma. So, yes, the man of mystery, the Enigma, Mr. Enigma, doesn't talk a lot, but he can get in places other people can't, and he has a way of getting to the heart of any mystery.
And their opponents, VIP, but we have to figure out what configuration we're getting.
That's true. VIP has a lot of members. Well, there's the answer for the first part.
And introducing their opponents, Entering first, representing VIP, he is the grade A-lister, the Beef.
All right, folks, go to the bodegas, get your Taylor ham and egg. It's the Beef.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the powerhouse of VIP, the Beef.
The powerhouse, the superstar, the movie star, the most attractive purple man you've ever seen in your life, the Beef.
You know, and certainly the largest tiefling we have in MNW.
Number one tiefling, baby.
Didn't say that.
And introducing his partner, representing VIP, he is the Doctor of Albanomics.
All right, this one worries me. Because, Michael, do you remember what happened the last time the Beef and the Doctor of Albanomics were the pair from VIP?
Somebody got left hanging.
That's right. The Beefling just walked out on the match, leaving the Doctor of Albanomics on his own.
There was plenty going on. VIP had plenty to be upset about. Beef, you know, every once in a while, it's okay to. He just took a day, you know?
Yeah, but it did cost VIP the match.
Oh, potato, tomato. They'll make it up right here, right now. Once they just watch this match. Just watch this match, Jerry. They're gonna put the absolute beat down on Mystery Incorporated. They're gonna rip that stupid goatee off the face of Papusa.
Oh, and off we go, and Papusa runs into the Beef and just gets flat. I mean, say what you will about the Beef.
He's a big purple brick wall is what he is.
I mean, you're not wrong. And now just stretching out Papusa.
Stomping on the hand. Working over that arm. The Beef just using his power to his full advantage. Using that weight and height advantage to keep Papusa grounded.
I mean, there's a logic to that game plan. And also it keeps Papusa grounded, which you let the big man up, he's going to start using his power. Although against
absolutely, and that's what I said, Jerry. And here comes the speed. This is a good strategy for VIP. You want to tag in Alba when it comes to Papusa because he's going to be able to pick up that pace and leave Papusa in the dust. Perhaps a bad matchup for Papusa. Let's see.
Well, meanwhile, Enigma going right off the bat to that modified Maker's Guillotine. But Papusa gets out. I don't think the Doctor of Albanomics fully got. Kick to the face now. Just those jabs.
That spinning front kick connects perfectly.
Nobody home.
Nobody home, and that shot to the corner. Unsafe corner is the Doctor of Albanomics. Papusa has him up. Shot back. Big body shot there, just splashing into the corner.
Oh, gut punch.
Went straight to the gut. And the Doctor of Albanomics responding in kind with those kicks to the gut and to the leg, trying to shut down the mobility here, and Beef takes a shot. Tags himself back in.
Ref, come on, he's not the legal man. You got to get him out. Or was there I think there might have been a hot tag.
There might have been a hot tag. I didn't see it, but I guess the ref must have.
I guess there was a hot tag, but another hot tag, and now Enigma is in the match.
And Enigma being manhandled immediately by the Beef. Again, this size discrepancy becomes even greater when you match up the Beef and Enigma. Oh, and a headbutt just driving the front of the horns into the forehead of Mr. Enigma. Not much of an impaler is the Beef, but he's definitely going to use those horns to bash someone else's head in. Kicking out, though.
Yeah, he's dragging the Silent Crusader to the middle of the ring. Just raking that mask on the mat. Thank goodness there's the mask to provide some safety.
Trying to wash that question mark off his face. Just sending him to the floor. Cross into the corner. Just, again, just violently hitting him with that forearm. Those forearm strikes, elbow to fist to elbow to fist.
It's a brutal but effective strategy. Oh, but a jawbreak. Oh, almost looked like he was going to get some momentum, but the Beef having none of it.
Ooh, shut down. Big boot by the Beef. Just dropping him. Oh, and an arm drag. Very slick, very quick arm drag. He's got that. What's that? A reverse figure four locked in.
Figure four-leg clover.
That is a clover. Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah.
Beef making it to the ropes. Ref breaking it up.
Oh, just scooped up body slam.
Bear hugging him into that body slam.
Enigma pushes him off, and now going for the stomp. Tagging in his partner. And Papusa getting charged up.
Mystery Inc. so far seems to be a bit behind VIP here. Can they catch up? Is Papusa going to be able to put this squeeze onto the Beef? Beef trying to break out
is
here.
Beef. He's powering up.
Fair enough.
And gets out of that one. But that looked like it cost the grade A listener.
An effective judo throw there. Go behind and a punch to the spine by Papusa. Whip into the unsafe corner for the Beef.
Oh, and now a double team. And now what's he planning? Oh, a standing bulldog is what he's planning.
Yeah, just that static bulldog, just putting his entire weight onto the face of the Beef. There you go, dragon screw with the leg. Now driving it into the mat.
And now he's sizing up his opponent.
And he's trying to take out that vertical base of the Beef.
He's cautiously approaching him. You never know if the Beef is playing possum.
You never know if they cheating using some kind of mystery magic. Something like that. Could be. You never know. Grabbing the elbow into the shoulder.
Bringing him down. Oh!
Shutting down that offense. Dropping the leg on the leg.
And
oh boy,
getting out of it.
There goes the Beef, checking him with that shoulder, bringing Enigma back down to the mat, stomping on the hand. Oh, that's got to be. I dare to think that there was a crunch.
Now he's tying him up, stretching the arm out.
Oh, going for the abdomen here. Ooh. Working the arm and stretching out the abdomen there. It's going to damage your cardio. Oh, and a choke slam. The Beef brutalizing his opponent here.
Oh, ooh. Creative drop toe hold, I suppose.
Yeah, no, he dropped down behind him into the drop toe hold. It wasn't running. It was a static drop toe hold. Very interesting there. And into that reverse cloverleaf.
And the Beef taps!
The Beef taps! The Beef!
Here's your winners! Mystery Inc.
Did the ref check them beforehand? Did the ref check them?
Of course he did. They always check. And
I don't believe you. I didn't see it on my monitor, therefore it didn't happen.
And here they are, victorious against VIP in their first official match as Mystery Inc. Ladies and gentlemen, there they are. Well, Michael, it's been an exciting night. But we gotta, we have known going in that this evening was going to have a lot of emotion involved.
This evening is going to spell the end of an era.
It absolutely is, as we are now it is now time for our main event. And it is one we've known for weeks that it's been coming, as the retirement of Alpha Kong is upon us. Messages have been coming from all corners of the wrestling world, honoring the career of this performer. So many people. He has been a force in the industry for years. He has done so much work behind the scenes, bringing up new wrestlers, helping train people. He has left his mark on the industry. And now it is time for one last act. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, before we head down to this historic match, let's hear from the man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Alpha Kong.
Hello, MNW. It has been on my mind for many months. This message. This is not a see you soon type of message, I fear. This is my official goodbye to MNW. When I began, I had bright dreams of a title that I could never truly hold. No matter how much I endured, it eluded me. Many lows in my career. But there were highs. There were so many highs. The cheering of the crowd, the fire within me, building up hope. I could leave a legacy here. That's what drove me until I couldn't do this anymore. It was never the titles. It was you. All of you. MNW. It pains me to leave it all behind. But the fact of the matter is, while my heart is still in it, I'm old. Not as brisk as I was when I started. This old lion has fought his way through the hells, the losses, the hopelessness. This luchador has fought against odds every time. And it pains me so much. I would love to keep fighting. But I think I have to do this. I have to step out strong. I cannot allow the once proud Lucha King to go out like a flickering flame. No, for one more night, I will burn bright. I will be the true Lion Lotus. I am the man with the soul of a lion. Whitney, let us give them a show for the generations to look upon with awe. One last time. And if it's my last time in this company, I'm going to end it on a high note. This legacy, this moment, is all that matters. This is what it means to be a luchador. This is what it means to be a warrior.
Ladies and gentlemen, that the final message from Alpha Kong before he heads down to the ring. And again, the outpouring So, on the social media account of the Sandman, there has been posted a picture of the Sandman standing with a glass raised high with a message, "See you down the road, mi amigo. The lotus never withers. It burns bright to you, my friend." And then also tweeting out on social media, you have his one of his partners from Omega Club, former Omega Club member Mega Blitz X, going, "You will be missed, my brother." In the ring, I think it's starting to rain.
Yeah, I think it's raining in here too.
So that is, and then also tweeting out from Flashbang, Rico Rose, tweeting out, "The retirement of a fellow wrestler is always a sad time. Farewell, Alpha Kong. Good luck in your future endeavors. Also, Kelly, I know you're going to do great as the leader of Omega Club." And then finally, before we head down to the ring, it is the boss herself, Kelly. Put Alpha's name in a Hall of Fame wall in Omega Club. Oh, they are going to put Alpha's name in a Hall of Fame wall in Omega Pub. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we have come to this moment. It's time. Let's head down to ringside one last time for the Lion Lotus.
grand announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. Apparently our mics went out at the opening of the match. You didn't hear those great announcements or those great accolades we were giving the Lion Lotus and his partner Whitney Lee, talking about his great career. And so we apologize. Not sure what happened to the microphones there. But we're back.
It's the statement I made before. I am not one to praise self-acclaimed heroes. I'm not one to enjoy any do-gooders here. As it's a trust issue with me, but this, as a fan, not just as an announcer, not just someone, went for the pinfall there. But as a fan, I have to say that I am a fan of this man. I am a fan of Alpha Kong, and seeing him go saddens me. And I have shed a tear here, folks.
It's always a emotional moment. But as we were saying, I don't think the microphone caught it. But when you're leaving the grand stage on your own terms, like Alpha Kong is, it's always best to have the person you're facing be someone you love. And that's what's happening here with Whitney Lee, who Alpha took under his wing. And Alpha Kong, a lot of wrestlers always every wrestler at some point has to face that day when it's their last match. And Alpha is going to be so lucky in that he is one of the ones that gets to walk out on his own terms and gets to go on and enjoy his life and his accolades.
Twisting neckbreaker there. Going after the arms of Alpha Kong here. Getting good offense in.
You heard earlier as Alpha Kong was approaching the ring that the audience was singing along with his song. It is just one of those great achievements, great moments. And we now give all the praise and honor we could to Alpha Kong in this final matchup, as Whitney Lee, although again this is still a wrestling match, and
still a wrestling match, neither competitor is going to give each other an inch, despite the history of friendship here, despite the accolades of our retiree here tonight.
As somebody who
still going to go at this,
participated in retirement matches before, the one thing you don't want to do is shortchange your opponent. You've got to give them the match that they deserve, which is absolutely the best you can. You have to go for the victory.
Can't get comfortable yet. You're not sitting in your easy chair yet, Alpha.
Yeah. It happened when I beat Lance Arness in his last match. It happened when Carnifex beat me in my last match. You got to go for everything you have.
Yeah. Let's call it a retirement match for myself as well. Oh my God, that German suplex. Just the abdominal strength of Alpha Kong, unwavering. Despite his age he claims, he's a man who's aged like fine wine. Just absolutely giving it his all tonight.
And
with a big clothesline there. Alpha Kong to the outside, catching his breath.
Yeah, it's still a match, and Whitney chasing after him, throwing punches. It's in a lot of weird ways. This must look almost like a mirror image fight. Whitney, while he was a skilled wrestler coming in, has learned so much and grown so much as a wrestler under the tutelage of Alpha Kong. What better final match could you ask for?
Rolled him over there.
And the fact that Alpha chose Whitney to be the one to usher him off the stage.
Whitney just probably under the instructions of Alpha Kong himself, not giving him an inch, not backing down.
Oh, completely. Completely.
Some may see it cool to be this aggressive in a retirement match, but this is exactly what Alpha Kong would have wanted.
It is what Alpha Kong wants. He is definitely getting one last great show and one last main event before he heads off into a well-earned retirement. Future Hall of Famer right here.
The boys in the locker room swelling up with pride. Nothing's gonna spoil that. No shenanigans, no magic, no intrigue, no mysteries. Just a wrestling match between two warriors.
And Whitney bringing Alpha back up into the corner. Lariat, down goes the Lion Lotus.
Just a 1 count. After all that offense, just a 1 count. The Lion Lotus never wilting. Always in bloom, folks. Just ducked that spinning kick, but the Enziguri caught him. I think that speed is starting to waver, Jerry. That usually he'd be able to duck something like that, but that Enziguri just caught him.
And now going and stretching the arms.
Straight jacket choke. Oh,
it's a good move, but
he could have bridged out of it.
He may be pacing himself.
He's trying to bridge out of it.
Or
the abdominal strength.
Could just be Whitney knows him well enough to know how to counter. Oh, never mind. There he goes. One last lesson Alpha Kong can teach Whitney Lee.
Went to the side there, used the legs to push off and twist out of the way, throwing Whitney, who whiffs a big one there. Now just driving the fists in the back of the head of Whitney Lee. Catches the leg. Drops elbow down, Irish whip into the corner. Oh, what a dodge by Alpha Kong. Big right hand, ducks under, picks the leg. Just a technical masterpiece right now, folks. Arm captured German. Spinning heel kick and a backhand. Just a pointed, precise, pristine offense by Alpha Kong here. And the crowd is on their feet.
The crowd giving the respect that this man deserves in his final time before them as a competitor. Oh, off the steels. Again, you can't take it easy on him just because it's his final match.
Fighting hard to the last.
Spinning neck breaker on the outside. Whitney's got to bring it back in. I guarantee you Whitney's not going to let this go to a count out. He would not do that to Alpha Kong in his final match.
I imagine tears in the eyes of many backstage, and I also imagine tears in the eyes of Whitney himself, you have to think. Oh, beautiful DDT there.
It is surprising how focused you can get at moments like this in the ring. But, yeah, there still has to be a lot of... I think when you're a competitor, you're focused on the fight. The emotions come after you head backstage to the locker.
That punt kick to
going
the back.
For the pin.
Now
One.
Going for the pin. No.
Kick out at 1.
1 count's earned on both sides here. Alpha tossing Whitney into the corner, knees to the back. Again, just slow there.
And a spinning neck breaker on Alpha Kong. What's Whitney planning?
Whitney waiting to look the man in the eye.
Yeah, showing him the respect he's due.
Seems that, I suppose, the age Alpha Kong spoke of showing itself. Oh, or using it to his advantage. That breather. allowed him to get that drop kick off.
Oh, and a neck breaker in response.
Neck breaker. Oh, and just dropping the knuckles onto the face of Alpha Kong. Whitney Lee not giving up, responding with another drop kick there. Slow and steady now. Straight kick to the kidney. Getting those arms together again. Another straight jacket choke.
Again, working to wear him down.
Able to twist out of it quicker that time. Alpha Kong, there you go.
Going into the corner. And up comes Whitney Lee.
Oh. Capturing the leg, delivering a shot. To the
and
glute there.
Whitney saying, all right, let's do this.
Move into the corner. Oh, back elbow, quick response there. Tried to go for, oh, there it is. Got that head captured into the suplex. Beautiful throw. The crowd goes crazy for Alpha.
And Alpha bringing him up.
Stomp to the head.
And standing bulldog.
Ooh. Standing bulldog into that elevated pin position. No. Elevated pin, not quite enough. Kick to the gut there.
Oh, that was a wind scar. That is a knee strike. Very reminiscent of Alpha Kong's Gaia Impact.
Capturing him there over the top.
That is a move that Alpha Kong helped Whitney perfect.
That ground level drop kick to the head. Russian leg sweep. Now just stomping the abdomen of Whitney Lee now. What's Alpha got planned? Oh, another one. Just planting him down. Going for that elevated pin position once again. Not quite enough.
And Alpha Kong going after his protege, bringing him up. And there we go.
Yeah, that vertical suplex with that like neck breaker like grip. And there you go, high collar.
And there he's bringing him over. What's he planning?
Right in the center of the ring here, dropping the elbow on the leg. Trying to shut down that vertical base. Now with the ankle locked in. Twisting it. Again, going after that leg and dropping the elbow once again. Not letting his protege get away easy.
2, and a kick out at 2 by Whitney.
What a veteran move there, trying to take away his ability to kick out.
I mean, again, Alpha Kong has seen it all. He's done it all. And leg drag spring. And up he goes.
No, correct me if I'm mistaken, Jerry, but this match, the pace of Alpha Kong seems to be a lot slower than usual.
I think it's very
methodical.
Very deliberate. Again, it's his last match. He knows it's his last match. But he wants to put on a good show, but not just for himself, but a good showing for Whitney. This is the kind of thing, this is a last gift a wrestler can give, is one last chance to show an opponent as a star.
But Alpha Kong definitely not the type of man to preserve his body over giving his protege a good match. I don't believe at all that's what he's doing. And oh my God! I
think Alpha might have been busted open.
Busted open.
It is one of the risks in our profession.
Alpha Kong giving his body, his mind, his soul to the business, and once again giving his body now to his protege, giving him everything he's got, pouring his soul into the ring one last night.
Back into the ring. And what is Whitney planning? Up. Oh, I think we're going to see it. And, yep, here it is. The Death Note.
Death Note locked in. The head of Alpha driven into the mat. 1, 2.
Kick out at 2. Alpha managed to kick out of the Death Note.
Not dead yet. Not done yet. This retirement match is not over.
Nope, he promised to show for his final moment. He's going to give it. Oh, reverse DDT.
Cranking that neck up, landing on the upper back. Always a dangerous move. Got that triangle locked in. Got an elbow off, trying to, lure him into unconsciousness with those shots to the head. And taking a moment now. His teacher lying on the mat, bleeding. Working on the arm there. What's Whitney got?
Throwing him out.
Up into the ropes.
Oh.
Holding himself up. Oh! Spear to the gut. Goes over, rolls him through. Onto the floor.
Roll over powerbomb to the outside.
Step up Enziguri there. Hitting its mark. Again, Alpha being unable to dodge that one. Seems to be out on his feet.
Whitney bringing him back in. And taken down by Alpha Kong.
Beautiful bit of wrestling there. Swinging him through that hammerlock, shoulder checking him, sending him to the outside. That kick connecting with the kidney there. Very pointed, very accurate shot. Here comes that swinging neck breaker.
Really, at this point, it is just an amazing match. What a way to go. What a way to close out a career.
And what a lesson. What a lesson for Whitney Lee. That Death Note finding its mark, but not enough. Alpha's taking Whitney to his limit tonight. And that's exactly what we wanted to see. Oh my God! Able to drive that knee into the gut. Go behind really quickly there. Arm capture into the slam. The speed, the athleticism, the skill unparalleled. When it comes to masked wrestlers tonight, you're seeing the best, folks.
This is lucha. You saw the earlier argument between Glacirus and Bart. That was the dark side, but this is the best. Oh, another wind scar.
That wind scar finding its mark, driving the knee, driving the hole.
And another Death Note.
Another Death Note. This has got to be it.
And another kick out by Alpha Kong. I was sure that was it.
The wind scar followed up immediately by the Death Note. Such an aggressive bit of offense there, but he's not done.
I mean, this shows again the resiliency of Alpha Kong, why he was one of the best. Why he is one of the best. I'm not going to speak about him in past tense just because it's his last match.
It's still happening, Jerry. He's still in the ring right now as we speak, fighting, giving his body in almost a sacrificial fashion.
And okay, what are we going to have happen now? Alpha in charge. Oh, back and forth.
Both trading kicks there.
Another swinging neck breaker.
Sending his teacher to the mat. Ooh, quick
going
slap
back
there.
And forth.
Just a stinging strike and a big right hand from Alpha Kong, driving the
impact. Knee. Go! Oh, are we going to see it? Are we going to see one last Lotus? No! Countered by Whitney.
Whitney says no.
Death Note.
Death Note once again. This has got to be it. 1, 2, 3. What a night.
Your winner, winner, Whitney Lee.
Well, so saying amongst wrestlers, when it's time to go, it's best to go out on your back and pass the torch along. Alpha Kong gave it his all, but he continues that tradition. And with that, your winner, Whitney Lee. And ladies and gentlemen,
master and student now seem
let
to be
us
sharing an embrace.
It is an emotional moment in the ring. They are embracing.
There it goes. Oh,
Alpha
now
holding up his arm. And now Whitney leaving the ring so that Alpha Kong can have that one final moment with the crowd. And the audience on their feet, a standing ovation for the Lion Lotus, for Alpha Kong, the outgoing leader of Omega Club, in his retirement match. We heard from him earlier in the evening talking about the emotions. And there has, all through the match, been an outpouring of love. First from McMorgan. You will be missed, brother. Now it's time to see these pups you reared are as fearsome as you were. Then we have next Papusa Monkey, a salute to a fierce competitor who put it all in the ring. It's going to be a pleasure finally closing your file in the office. Then we hear from Ignacio Cervantes. Alpha, thank you for being a great competitor for me. I've seen the people that you've helped and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Then we hear from Juan Chance. Alpha Kong, you were one of the few who took a chance on competing with me in my first few matches. You have my respect and my honor. And then Vince Smoke Sanji, so his former comrade in Omega Club, Alpha. You were one of the greatest men I've ever tagged with or have fought myself. You deserve all the rest that you will get. You are the true Lucha King of MNW. No one comes close to how good you are. You'll always be mi amigo, forever the desperado of our former faction Omega Club. May you ride off into the sunset and enjoy your life. Hasta pronto, amigo.
Hasta pronto, amigo.
And then another interesting message coming out from Earl King West. So I was told that was going to be a retirement match for one of the best. All I saw were 2 D-listers. Did I get the schedule's incorrect? Fuck you, Earl King West. Great moment, and you have to go and say that. Ah, man. You're having such a good moment. Well, let's take it back to the good moves. And that is Kelly shot glass at Wes's head. Yes, thank you.
Well, that'll shut him up.
And then finally, Sasquatch Wing tweeting out, don't know if this one had faced Kong in ring, but watching match, this one admires big strength Kong is shown. Thank you for showing this one a meaning of big strength. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an emotional night here on Warzone. And it is the greatest send-off. The crowd is still cheering. Alpha Kong is just now heading into the backstage area, having soaked in the love and admiration of the audience.
And if you take a look, Jerry,
last time.
Look in the middle of the ring. If you check your monitor, there they are, the boots.
He left the boots, as is tradition. He Alpha Kong, one last moment, one last chance to go out like the class act he is. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this week's Warzone, one that is going to go down in the books, and one we will probably be talking about when it comes times for the Nexus, the next time around. But until then, I am Jerry Aldini, and for Michael Montoya, we wish you all a good night, and we'll see you all next week here on Warzone.
Buenas
good night,
noches.
everyone.
And adios, mi amigo.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the MNW Archive channel. Just remember, you're doing this not for you, but for me, because I deserve to be seen at all times, everywhere. Wilson, son of...